What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of my vinyl reviews. I mean, vinyl collection, whatever you want to call it. Um, yeah. I got some vinyls over this past month. Um, you know what? I'm gonna turn this light on because damn lighting is getting on my nerves. Okay, that's much better. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so the first album I'm gonna do today is George Michael's debut solo album, Faith. Released in 1987 on Columbia Records under Epic. Rest in peace, George Michael. Rest in peace, George Michael. You know, he died last year, late last year. Still shocked by it, to be honest, though. Still shocked. But it is what it is. Basically, every song off this album was a single. It's not even funny. I Want Your Sex, Faith, Hard Day, Father Figure, One More Try, Monkey, and Kissing the Fool. Only song that wasn't a single was Hand to Mouth and Look at Your Hands. Love that song. That definitely should have been a single. Look at Your Hands. Yeah. Yeah, this is a very Damn, okay. One might look at this album and say, okay, this is like a pop album, but this album has like some R&B flavored with it, some dance track, a lot of this shit. So very dope album. Expect a review on this soon. His first two solo albums are my favorite ones. The second one, Listen Without Prejudice, I need to get my hands on that one. So yeah, very very good album. Must have in your collection. Moving on, we have Stevie Wonder with Full Fulfillingness first finale, released in 1974 on Motown. This was like the last album from his classic period that I was missing. Finally got my hands on this finally on vinyl. Only cost me like $1. 1 year after Innovisions, which is possibly among my favorite albums from him. Only came out with two singles, which were "You Haven't Done Nothing" and "Boogie on a Reggae Woman." That's my roommate in the back right there. All right. This album possibly one of his darkest because like he went more personal with this album, talking about him growing up and shit. So yeah, very good album. Not a lot of people talk about this album in terms of its classic period. They always talk about songs in the key of life, talking book, Innovisions, but you don't hear that many people talking about this album like that. Yeah, it's not like my favorite from his classic period, but I would still recommend it. That does not mean it's a bad album. Besides, when has Stevie dropped anything that's like bad or mediocre? That's fulfilling this first finale. Then we have Sadat X off the legendary brand Nubian with Wild Cowboys, released on in 1996 on Loud Records. You guys should know who Sadat X is. He's one fourth of Brand Nubian with Grand Puba, Lord Jamar, and DJ Alamo. Very dope group. One of my all-time favorite hip hop groups of all time. He dropped his first solo album. This is his first solo album, and in my opinion, his best one. In my opinion, singles I was known for are "Hang 'Em High," "Stages in Life," and "The Lump Lump." Like this whole album, it has that basement feel to it that I love. But at the same time, it has this mixture of polishedness too, in terms of production. But that's not like a bad thing when it's done right. And I feel like this album is like one of the many reasons it's done right and shit. By the way, I love the album cover too. Like I love the album cover. I love this. It reminds me of that movie. What's that? Posse. Kind of reminds me of Posse a little bit, but You know the movie with Big Daddy Kane. I think Mario Van Peebles. I think he was. I think that was his first directorial debut. I think. I'm not too big on his work though, but yeah, very good album right here. It's a classic and like an underground classic. Must have in your collection. Next album is Billy Joel's The Stranger, released in 1977. Yeah, late 77. Um, his best album, in my opinion. Like this album, was you could you might as well call this his breakthrough album. You might as well call this his breakthrough album because this album was this album was top of the charts. It swept the Grammys that year. Singles were dope. Like a lot of people actually thought this was his first album, but his first album came all the way back, I believe, in 1970. But yeah, back to this album. Singles I'm known for are "Just the Way You Are," "Moving Out," Anthony's song, "Only the Good Die Young," "She's Always a Woman," "Vienna," "The Stranger." Like very good album right here. Like very jazzy, rocky, has like this rock feel to it. Alright, this is an album every music lover should own. I need to get some more of his albums. I think the only album I have after this one is 52nd Street, which is another probably my second favorite album from him too. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, but yeah. I'm sorry about that. I'm going through like a lot of shit right now. Stranger, Billy Joel. Next we have Marvin Gaye's In Our Lifetime. This was his last album on Motown. This was released in 1981. Um, oh wow. Singles on this album came out was Ego Tripping Out, Praise, and Heavy Love Affair. Hmm. This is not the original album, and I will get into that because this album, I have a lot to say about this whole album, and I'm gonna share my opinions once I do a review on it. I'm not saying it's a bad album, but the backstory is just a lot to handle, though. DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, and in this corner, released in 1989 on Jive Records. This was their third studio album. You know, their first one was Rock the House. Then they came out with He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper, which was possibly one of my favorite ones they've ever done. This singles I'm known for is I think I can beat Mike Tyson and Jazzy's Groove. Um, this is not their best album, but at the same time, they was still like breaking. They was still, how can I put this? It's not their best, but I would still recommend it. Like, cause yeah, like yeah. Just check this album out. You'll see what I'm talking about. DJ Jazz Jeff and Fresh Prince, and in this corner, like it's not a bad album, but it could have been a little bit better. Yeah, we have Diana Ross's debut solo album, self-titled solo album, released in 1970 on Motown, or yeah, Motown and shit like that. Um, yeah, this album was a fresh. It was fresh out of the Supremes at that point. You know, new decade, new style. Singles I was known for are "Reach Out and Touch Somebody's Hand" and "Ain't No Mountain High Enough." Both like majority of this album were like Motown covers. Well, not the majority. A good amount was Motown covers, but at the same time, she added her own twist to it. So the best way to describe this album, Broadway soul, because if you would hear this album, you would picture yourself like in a Broadway play, just the whole production, the whole instrumentation, and Nick Ashford and Valerie Simpson, they produced this whole album, and they've been writing songs and producing for Motown for a good amount of while now, and they got their breakthrough through Tammy Terrell and Marvin Gaye. So you guys should already know what to expect when you listen to their work. Diana Ross, what's that? And the last album I'm about to do, Frank Zappa's Apostrophe, released in 1974. Um, this was released off his label, Discret. Dope ass album. One of my favorite Frank Zappa albums. Like this one, Joe's Garage, Overnight Sensation are my favorite solo albums from him because Frank Zappa is a weird ass dude. Like you don't know what every time he changes his style up, it's just crazy. So yeah, very dope album. Ve- Very dope album. Must have in your collection. And that's all the time I have. Stay tuned for more. Peace.